The Earth's surface is constantly changing. Although these changes are mostly too slow for us to notice in our lifetime, the planet's crust has been reshaping itself since its formation 4.5 billion years ago. And it will continue to do so for billions of years into the future. For example, scientists have estimated that the Atlantic Ocean started opening up about 200 million years ago, and now it is almost twice as wide as it was back then. Over millions of years, Earth's land masses have drifted apart, forming new oceans and continents. And scientists believe this process will continue. In this light, let us answer one of the most thought-provoking questions. What if new continents appeared in the world's oceans? But first, if you love optimistic science and tech stories, don't forget to subscribe. But before we dive into what would happen if new continents suddenly emerged, let's address the elephant in the room. It won't happen anytime soon. The formation of new continents is a geological process that takes millions, even hundreds of millions of years to occur. However, scientists believe that it is still possible to predict where and how new continents may form based on current geological processes. One of the most likely locations for new continents to emerge is in the Atlantic Ocean, specifically in the South Atlantic, where there are signs of a new continent starting to form. This potential new continent, often referred to as a supercontinent, would be formed by the collision of the African and South American tectonic plates. Scientists have observed that the eastern coast of South America and the western coast of Africa are slowly converging, and when they collide, they could buckle and uplift to form new land. Another area where new continents could emerge is in the Indian Ocean, where the Arabian Plate is moving towards the Indian Plate. These two plates collided in the past, forming the Himalayas, and they could converge again in the future, creating new mountain ranges and possibly even new continents. It's also worth noting that new continents aren't necessarily created out of nothing. They can also form through the accretion of smaller land masses such as islands and mountain chains. For example, New Zealand and Australia were once part of the same landmass, but they drifted apart over millions of years. Similarly, Madagascar was once part of the African mainland, but it broke off and drifted away. Now let's explore what would happen if new continents suddenly appeared in the world's oceans. The most immediate consequence would be the displacement of vast amounts of water. As new land masses emerge, the ocean levels would rise, causing widespread flooding in coastal areas. The rising sea levels caused by the emergence of new continents would also have far-reaching consequences for marine life. Many coastal ecosystems such as coral reefs and mangrove forests would be destroyed, leading to the loss of habitat for countless species. Additionally, the increased ocean levels could cause saltwater intrusion into freshwater aquifers, further disrupting the balance of marine and terrestrial ecosystems. As the continents continue to emerge from the ocean, they would gradually expose themselves to the atmosphere. This exposure would lead to the erosion of the newly formed land masses, which could either add to the sediment load in the ocean or be carried by rivers and deposited in new locations. This erosion would also shape the coastlines of the new continents, creating cliffs, beaches, and other coastal features. Over time, the exposed continents would begin to experience the full force of the atmosphere, including wind, rain, temperature fluctuations, and even meteorite impacts. These forces would gradually sculpt the continents, creating mountains, valleys, and other geological features. The atmosphere would also play a crucial role in determining the climate of the new land masses. Factors such as latitude, altitude, and proximity to large bodies of water would influence the amount of precipitation, temperature, and overall climate experienced on the new continents. If the continents were located in areas with high levels of volcanic activity, they could experience significant volcanic eruptions. These eruptions could release large amounts of ash and gases into the atmosphere, potentially affecting global climate patterns. Additionally, the presence of volcanoes could also indicate the presence of valuable mineral resources, attracting human exploration and potential colonization of the new land masses. So, what if new continents suddenly appeared in the world's oceans? Would humans colonize them? Human colonization of new continents would depend on various factors, including the location, size, and resources of the new land masses, as well as the technological capabilities and geopolitical situation at the time. If the new continents were located in relatively close proximity to existing land masses, they would likely be colonized sooner rather than if they were located in more remote areas. Larger continents with abundant resources and the potential for large-scale agriculture and industry would likely be colonized more quickly than smaller ones. The technological capabilities of humans at the time of the continent's emergence would also be a significant factor. If humans had developed advanced transportation technologies such as faster and more efficient ships or even the capability to traverse interstellar distances, colonizing new continents would become much easier. Geopolitical situation would also play a role. If the international community was highly collaborative and peaceful, it's more likely that the colonization efforts would be coordinated and potentially lead to a more rapid settlement of the new continents. However, if geopolitical tensions were high, it could hinder colonization efforts as nations might prioritize securing their own resources and protecting their interests over exploring and settling new lands. Humanity's ability to colonize new continents would ultimately depend on a complex interplay of factors related to the characteristics of the new land masses, technological capabilities, and the geopolitical situation at the time. What if there were only one continent? Earth is the only known planet in the universe that currently supports life as we know it. And the reason for this is that Earth has the unique conditions necessary for life to thrive, such as a suitable distance from the sun and atmosphere with the right composition and the presence of liquid water on the surface. However, what if there were only one continent on Earth? How would life be different? Without multiple continents, Earth would essentially be one giant landmass with a single large ocean surrounding it. This would significantly impact global climate patterns, weather systems, and the distribution of plant and animal life. The absence of multiple continents could lead to more extreme weather events, such as larger hurricanes and more intense storms due to the lack of land masses to disrupt prevailing winds and ocean currents. Additionally, the single large ocean would likely have a profound impact on the distribution of marine life. Species that currently inhabit different oceans would be forced to coexist in one large body of water, leading to both competition and potential extinction of some species. Furthermore, the lack of continental separation could have profound implications for the evolution of life. With no physical barriers to gene flow, plants and animals would have greater mobility and could spread more easily across the planet. This could lead to accelerated evolution and speciation as populations interbreed and new adaptations arise. Humans would also experience significant changes in their daily lives. Without multiple continents, the concept of north and south would lose its geographical meaning, and instead, humans would have to use different directional terms. Global travel patterns would change, and many countries and cities that currently rely on maritime trade would need to adapt their economies and infrastructure. The cultural impact of having only one continent would be equally profound. Without the physical separation that has allowed different cultures to develop independently, human societies might be more homogeneous with greater cultural exchange and interconnectedness. In conclusion, the existence of multiple continents has had a profound impact on the development of life, including the evolution of plants and animals, the formation of Earth's climate and weather patterns, and the distribution of natural resources. While it's impossible to say for sure what would happen if new continents were to emerge, scientists believe it would bring about significant changes to our planet and its inhabitants. From rising sea levels and the discovery of new resources to shifts in global climate and weather patterns, the emergence of new continents would undoubtedly have a profound impact on the world as we know it. And while these changes may pose challenges for humanity, they would also provide us with an opportunity to learn more about the planet we call home and the forces that have shaped it over millions of years. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this topic? Do you think new continents would bring more challenges than opportunities? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this video if you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more science videos like this one.